Well, Stallions, if you're like me and you've been waiting patiently for an exclusive proprietary Xbox Series S or X game to come out, not a remake, not a remaster, but an IP, an intellectual property, a brand new game that is really gonna push the nips of the new hardware. Granted, these games are gonna be on Windows 10, as that is part of the Game Pass ecosystem, and there are no Xbox exclusives, there are Microsoft exclusives. However, there are some new games coming out, a good handful, a good chunk, if you will, and they are going to blow your mind. Alrighty guys, share my screen over here. I have an article pulled up. I'm going to read and then we will discuss, and this will be sourced or cited down there in the description below, as I do anytime I cover any kind of news in the gaming community or industry. It's been 6 long John months since the Xbox Series S and X, the twin bros, as I like to say, if one twin was super swole and the other one was kind of scrawny, but was a fucking scrapper too, went on sale. And even though there have been plenty of games optimized to take advantage of Microsoft's new hardware, we're still waiting for an Xbox Game Studio proper next-gen release. This is true, but I am going to cover why that isn't a terribly huge deal at the end. In fact, the Medium represents the only Xbox Series S and X game that can't be played on Xbox One consoles. Good. But that hasn't stopped Microsoft from hyping up what awaits in the future. Speaking to our sister site, Games Radar Plus, Xbox head giver of gaming services Ben the Deckman Decker said he has a number of unannounced IPs that are set to blow players' minds. I am always ready, standby, and willing to be blown mentally. And that the reason Microsoft has invested so heavily in new studios is because research has shown the Xbox Game Pass subscribers, not submissives, all right? Anastasia Steele, I ain't gonna Christian Grey on this channel, enjoy a variety of different content and enjoy playing new games as soon as they are released on that service.
That's why we made the investments that we have,
Deckard said.
We have 23 studios across Xbox and Bethesda.
Which isn't just Bethesda, it's ZeniMax Media Group, which is 9 studios, including the wonderful, wonderful Bethesda.
We're working on a whole heap of shit over here. Halo, Forza, Fallout, some IPs, you heard of them before?
We haven't talked about these, and it's gonna blow. Straight up grab you with both hands, churn your butter like Ramesh, it's gonna blow your mind. Decker added that Microsoft will deliver the 1-2 blow on Game Pass day 1. Not day 2, not day 7, day 1. While Decker Big Deck in the Backyard didn't divulge any further information as to what these new games will entail, Microsoft's large portfolio of studios means there is plenty of potential for spin-offs and new IPs, as well as long-awaited sequels to be made. The waiting game. Unlike PlayStation 5 owners who have been treated to tricks and treats on the PlayStation 5, including Returnal, I've been playing a lot of that recently, Demon Souls didn't tickle my fancy, Spider-Man Miles Morales, 100%ed it, it's pretty dank, Destruction All-Stars, alright, that's a game, alright, yep, it plays, it's a game. And Astro's Playroom, an absolute joy to play, love it. Xbox gamers have been extremely patient. Do they have a choice? Does them stressing out, losing their hair, or going gray help Microsoft Studios to push out titles any faster? No, that's why we're being patient. Yes, Halo Infinite is on the way, but it still doesn't have a firm release date. It's still a little soggy, a little tender around the sides, and games such as Gear 6, Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, Fable, and Perfect Dark, which, by the way, I've been playing Perfect Dark since the N64. I'm ready for that remake. Still, we'd rather Microsoft were bullish about what lies ahead instead of worrying silently. It remains to be seen when games are able to reap the benefits of Microsoft's massive portfolio of studios, and how many of those games will be standout delivers that'll binge you around and take you to Pound Town. Buy your ticket to Pound Town now. So, the reason it's not a huge deal why the Xbox Series S and X doesn't have any major proprietary exclusive games besides the Medium is because they are doing a lot of optimization of older titles, which I think is really fantastic. For example, they have beefed up a ton of titles, something around 94 games from the Xbox Original, 360, and Xbox One, to 60 or 120 hertz from their original of 30 or 60 frame rate, which is really good. And they're also adding things like HDR and stuff like that, but it is clear and evident that the PlayStation does have 5 or 6 exclusive games. I know because I've gotten pretty deep inside of them. I just massaged the surface and then I went deep, and they're pretty good titles. So Xbox is going to have to leverage the power of their studios that they spent millions on acquiring the ZeniMax Media umbrella, which does include Bethesda Studios, to come out with some really good first-party in-house Microsoft exclusive, which is what it seems like they're doing. So that is awesome. But again, they're always so vague with news around the Xbox. They really tiptoe and peek at a hoe. They don't really just like tell you like, hey, we're dropping a new Forza game. Hey, there's a new Gears coming out. Halo Infinite, we got a definitive release date for you. It's almost like they keep Xbox fans on the wire, which I don't really like the way Microsoft does that, but I think it is not because they're trying to be vindictive. I think it's honestly because they don't have any firm release dates yet. So they don't want to promise. They don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. They'd rather underpromise and overdeliver. But in this case, we just need them to deliver, period. Some new, when I say proprietary games, I mean games that cannot be played on the previous generation, on the Xbox One. Because obviously that holds back the hardware of the new consoles, because these game developers have to develop for the weakest possible platform that they can be played on, which in this case would be the original Xbox One. Xbox One S being a little bit more powerful, and the Xbox One X being quite a bit more powerful. And then even the Series S, that is a bit of a holdback from the Series X. However, the Series S is a little powerhouse. It is an absolute monster. Maybe not with sheer graphical performance, as the teraflops are rather underwhelming at 4. However, 1440, 120 hertz HDR and instantaneous loading times in a $300 console. It's cool, quiet, and handsome in your entertainment center. Not a bad console. Not by any means. Well, that is going to do it, boys. Drop in the comment section below what, if any, of these titles you are excited about. When I say boys, of course, there are Stallionettes in the stable as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, liking it helps it to get seen by more people, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. We are growing substantially, and I love to see it. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover a ton of news in the gaming community and industry, as well as tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing. I'll see you guys in the next video. There's a dog right here. There's a little doggy right here. Hey, princess. And some wires from my Elgato ring light over there. All right. Say bye, Harley. Bye, guys. That's a little princess.